Joining me now for more analysis of today's Fed decision is the former economic advisor to President Ronald Reagan, the great Art Laffer. Good to see you, Art.
Good to see you, Lauren. Thank you for having me. Great Reagan. Oh, my goodness. Thank you.
Well, you know what? I want to talk about rates because under President Reagan, I always hear this story from my father. When I bought my first house, interest rates were 13%, and not the 4.4% mortgage rate that we have now. At what point do you think the economy and the stock market can't handle higher rates? What is that rate? Is it a 4% 10-year yield? Is it a 5%? What do you think?
Well, let me just say that the rate's made up of two components, the real yield and the expected rate of inflation, the expected real yield. You cannot have a bull market. You cannot have a strong economy unless you have the real yield, the expected real yield, high. And that's the TIPS yield. If you want to look at the TIPS yield, that's the one you should do, Treasury Inflation Protected Security. And that rate has to get up to 3.5% for us to have a very strong economy. That's the expected real return on a unit of capital. Now, that can be 2 or 3 years before that happens, but we cannot have a good, strong economy without a 10-year bond yield in the neighborhood of 5%. And it's going to happen, and it should happen. And I'm not worried about what's happening so far, to be honest.
If we went up to 5%, I could just see the stock market would sell off big time.
Not true. Because what you're having here is the stock market really responds to future profits. It's the discounted present value of future profits. And you can't have high growth in profits unless you have a real high growth in productivity, which is, in fact, your expected real yield. So we had very high real yields under Reagan and under Clinton, and those real yields corresponded to very strong stock markets.
How does a potential trade war that is brewing between the U.S. and, quite frankly, the rest of the world, how does that affect things here in your view?
One of your discussants earlier had it just right. I think this is a ploy by the president to get people to negotiate really rotten deals. NAFTA has been a very poorly constructed trade deal. It was done not appropriately. And TPP, which I got to know very, very well, took all the serious trade barriers off the table, so we didn't even negotiate about them. And what I think the president is doing is I think he's putting this out there to get people to the table to renegotiate these trade deals. And in that regard, I'm really with him 100%. A trade war would be a big, big problem. But I don't think that's what he wants.
Are you worried about the retaliatory aspect of all of this? Because there is a report in the Wall Street Journal that, let's say tomorrow we see what the White House, the proposal for the tariffs they're going to slap against Chinese products. If China says, okay, what if we go to Trump country? What if we attack the base, the Farm Belt, and we slap a tariff on soybeans and hogs that go from the U.S. to China? That's not good.
No, it's of course not good. It would really be awful. But I think President Xi and President Trump know very well that a trade war will not help anyone, especially either country. It will not help. But what I think it really does is it gets the negotiations going, Lauren, which I think is really a good thing to have happen. But I am present, not really worried. Trump ran an international company, right, and he understands free trade really, really well. I jokingly say he's imported 2 foreign wives, and he understands the value of, excuse me, but that's a good line. But he understands the value of free trade. He understands the value of free trade. He understands it. He wants to make trade better, not worse.
Yeah, I have about 30 seconds here. Do you have any faith that the World Trade Organization can maybe help China obey trade rules better?
Well, there are a lot of rules that China is violating from what I understand. I don't know it firsthand, but I understand they are. And I think this is the first step to getting China to be a good team player.